couldn't you find a bigger turbo? Or?
Yeah, look, we had space constraints here, so we had to chop the bonnet a bit.
Is it compensating for something else in your life?
No, not at all. It's actually matching something else.
So what size is it?
It's a GTX 4508, so it's a 80mm. This is actually a 1400 package.
Okay.
The turbo is rated for 1250, so we're not going to get more
Horsepower?
Horsepower. Okay. The most we got on a dyno was 880 real kilowatts. Yeah, so she's on a street setup now, so we're going to go out with about 500, 550 kilowatts. Yeah. And it's just a matter of turning a dial in the car to get maximum power. Best quarter, 10.3 at 238. Best standing 800, 305 case power. And standing kilometer, 330.
330, huh? That's moving.
Look, the Infinity system, this system was installed 3-4 years ago. And it had all the features that I wanted. The flex fuel, the power management, it's boost per gear, boost per throttle. A lot of features around that we want. Because it's a full street car. You put 95, you drive.
Yes.
The lighters were driving it on Friday.
Yeah.
How many motors have you broken?
This motor is 3 years old. No. What we did here on this one 2 years ago, there used to be a vibe out there that you can't make power with VVT.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm up to a challenge, and I put a VVT head on. And we're making it work. This thing, it's loving, it makes the power, and with a VVT, our mid-range is just better.
You can see the benefits. Yeah.
This is a 90s car, and that's a new car with a lot of new features.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the new cars are easy to get going, but we have to box with whatever comes.
I must break you.
Can we talk about comparisons here? This is like what, an Angelina Jolie?
How do you get over the shifter?
Oh, right. Yeah, and
90s.
that is
We're on camera, yeah, so you're lucky you're not getting fucked up.
You're already down there. You best start,
Why exactly?
this is definitely
start
Angie.
apologizing. You're on your knees, brother.
Well, she got moods like Angie. So
Does
that's
she?
good,
You say that 90s to new. If you took it off the showroom floor and you raced it, what would you get? 11, 12
14s?
seconds?
No, they were running on a good day, high 13.
No, these things stock from the factory were very limited.
Yeah.
I mean, the stock Supras, I think they made 205 kilowatts.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken, stock. So they didn't. Performance wasn't up there.
And what have they got coming off the floor, kilowatt wise?
I reckon like 260ish. I
And
mean,
then the monster behind us. It's off the floor.
That's screaming for a Honda engine.
That's NA. Already we're starting
that's
NA there.
probably low 11s from the factory,
Yeah,
I'd say.
and then power off the floor.
On that car,
Oh, yeah.
that's a 640 horsepower engine. So about 350 kilowatts on a wheel, so about half of this or quarter, I don't know.
I've got a Mr. Turbo dyno, you can come have a run if you want.
I ran on a dyno, it's about 350 kilowatts.
350, eh?
Yeah,
So you're the South African Garrett distributor.
absolutely, one and
Official
only.
South African Garrett. When are we going to see two Garretts on the?
On Mr. Turbo's Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Well, if I get my ass kicked today, then we'll have to add some.
Then it's worth
We start with some small ones.
But you say that, but you ran like a 10.5 last week down in PE.
This is quick.
Am I right? Was that 10.5?
Yeah, but that was where air is much fresher there. Yeah, it's
But
not so like.
It's still quick. For-
That's very fast, though.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I'll see if he can run 10s today, maybe.
But I think that's going to be a bit more consistent, in my opinion, the Lambo.
Yeah. But it is all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's quite boring. It doesn't go sideways. It's very boring.
This has been consistent in the drag industry for how long already?
Not the reliability, I'm talking
Yes.
about getting it actually down the track.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So his best was, what you say, like a 10.3 on a
10.3.
full setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bet you on that day, how many 10.3s did you run that day?
No, he's right, because it depends on the track.
So he might have done a 11.6, a 10.8, and then a 10.3, just depending on how much wheel spin or if it got squirrely. Whereas the Lambo, it will be like the RS3 and the R32 we had last time, where it will be constant. She said, how much does he bench? That's what she said.
Not enough. I think it's pretty consistent. Last round it ran a 10.6. I did about 12 runs and it was 10.6, 10.7, 10.8. It's got software intake. exhaust, water met, and port injection. Done by Exceed. The hardware is done by 357. It makes about 400 kilowatt to the wheels.
Stock turbo.
Yeah.
And 95 in the tank, or you mix it up?
E100.
Durban stock turbo.
Stock turbo.
Really?
Yeah. Stock
See me
turbo.
tomorrow, I'll help you.
Look, they've run 9s in the States. My aim is to try and get it into the 9s with standard turbo before I change.
And you've done nothing to the diff or anything on that car?
Nothing.
No nitrous.
Nope.
Is this the quickest stock turbo?
So there is one that has run 10.5 at the coast recently. So we aim to go and beat that now next week in PE. But up here it's the strongest one. It's with the standard turbo. It's run a 10.6 with the standard turbo.
So how do you rate your chances against the Lambo and against the Supra? Considering that they're almost similar or identical to your best car.
Okay, my boost is a little less. I think I'm on 0 about. Actually minus what, 1.5?
You still haven't answered your question. What do you rate your chances against these two?
Easy. Number 1.
Oh, I love it.
Were you a golf driver before?
Oh,
We've all got that confidence.
That's terrible.
It's a BMW for Toyota money.
Yeah.
You can't complain. Now people are starting to see the potential on them, and there's a lot more Supra owners modding and stuff like that. You've got the best of both worlds. You've got the JDM part and you've got BMW.
100%.
And the styling.
It's
is
beautiful.
just-
The gearbox definitely is the weak point. The motors seem to handle about 1,000 horse, if I'm correct, from judging the overseas guys. The gearbox starts to ride around the 700 horsepower mark. But we don't have any software solutions for the gearboxes yet. So we're hoping once that is out, we'll be able to put more power to it. I just need to beat that Supra. And the Lambo. Yeah. If I can get anywhere into the 10s, I'm happy.
You can do it.
You can do it.
When you count 2, I'm going for it.
Okay.
Chase is a race.
Yeah, chases are right.
they've got fat tires. Can I also change my tires to more fatter tires?
Neki mali auto takav, da trka.
Da, sjebe ovaj veliki auto.
Ja.
Ja mislim da je to cijela ideja.
Cijela idea. Zato on prodaje turboje.
Google Translate.
Ja, a on je peder, mislim, on
Znam.
voli da puši kurac.
Znam.
Did you just call me Pushakura?
No,
No, we talking
voliš
cars, it's
Ja.
it's a slang.
You push in a
Pour
kura.
some porter into that, baby.
So this is a stock standard Lamborghini Performante. So it's a Huracán, but the top of the range Huracán version at the moment, which is one that's got all that other fancy aero thing. I think if you remember, that was the quickest Lamborghini at Nürburgring until the SVJ came.
So what you said, which I don't think is right, you said to show how fast the other cars are, but I think it's going to show how slow they are. Just being honest, you know what I'm saying?
It makes actually very little difference how you launch it. It's a four-wheel drive, so you would normally put in a sport and just put your foot flat. I think even in a normal, what they call a strada mode, if you put your foot flat, the car will go pretty much the same. But there is a launch control, so I'm going to see if it makes any difference on a track here. You know, whether I use the actual launch control or not. When I tried it in a PE about 2 weeks ago, I thought my best time was on just a normal street mode. Put foot and go.
Was that the best time?
I think it was the best time out of the 4 or 5 runs that I've done.
Just on what, Strada mode?
Strada, just put not Strada, Sport.
On Sport.
Because Strada mode, the exhaust flaps are closed,
Still closed.
so it doesn't sound dramatic. So it's a bit better when it's.
But like we were saying, the whole point of those two cars, and the reason why you buy them and modify them, like we were saying back in the days, was to club the M3 with your Golf. Now the bar is a supercar, and I mean, for them to spend, you know, on let's say like a GTR or on a Supra or something, the idea is to try beat these cars in a straight line at least. constant.
Yo, that was a battle.
Yeah.
That was a battle for traction.
Yeah.
Both cars.
But it bulked off the line here. The Supra.
Bro, that looked like a 15-second run.
Yeah, no, it was 11.6. No, that thing spun terrible.
But you won.
Yeah, I won.
Okay, what was your exit?
202.
Yeah, but you had no traction.
Oh, you know, I battled. Yeah, no, it was terrible.
Even in third gear, the car went sideways.
Yeah.
Slow off the lights, I'm gonna redo this again.
What did we do? I beat him!
I can't.
Okay, don't bulk this time, eh?
Gonna go again. Temperature's alright.
Yeah, we're fine. Can go.
Hoping
You know, you're gonna break
he's
shit.
gonna break his fucking side shafts.
Yeah, she cuts off. Too much wheel off, so come off.
There's only one Supra to beat now.
Yeah, there's only it's only up you and the white
Real
one.
Supra.
Okay.
Yeah, the fast one that's here today.
Oh my.
Did the boost pump
If she wheels up too much, you cut off. Otherwise, you're gonna pick up pieces.
Good job.
I won by default.
Looks like this BMW is not too bad, huh?
Hey, there we go.
Thank you, sir.
They did it twice to you. Why does it wheel hop? May I ask?
Too much traction.
The tire profile. With a slick, you can absorb the shock. But on a radial like this, it just gives a hit back.
Okay. To lower the boost to
You
avoid
can,
the
but
tire
then,
hop.
like I said, with that big turbo, you've got a fine line between nothing and all of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what to press. Let's start from beginning.
I love it, man. What happened at the end there? Did you catch him?
I was catching,
But not enough road.
not enough road. Let's have a look.
11.25. Not
Yeah,
bad.
11.
The speed?
Speed, exit speed. Go down a bit. 203, 1.960 foot.
It feels like it bulks a little bit. Yeah, it feels like it bulks.
Like it goes out of the groove a little bit.
Yeah, so like I said, did a 10.9
0.3 of a difference.
on the way here. So, but that was like just a random fucking road.
What are we discussing, Gio?
Oh, we just talking about the 2Js and the 1Js and the 1.5 Js and technical
The
stuff.
1 3/4 J's
all
and
that kind of stuff, you
the
know.
one-
I'm learning. That's
the 1 4/5.
I'm actually learning.
J.
J, yeah, don't forget the J, bruh. And that is what we had to deal with today.
I'm on street tires. I'll spin it for you 400 meters.
That kind of
Hooliganism.
shenanigans going on.
Terrible.
Any?
My favorite car today. Oh, it's difficult.
Sure.
I'm not a big fan of any of the three of them, I'll be honest with you. But I think the new Supra. The new Supra, just on look wise. I wouldn't buy that car to make it fast, I just buy it to cruise in it.
Well, value for money. The white Supra, as we refer to it as the BMW Supra. But obviously, being the Italian, Gio the Italian, as I've been called.
I mean, that thing is just beautiful, eh?
Is
Yeah,
this
it is
one.
sexy.
Look, you can't
but,
compare. But I also have to go with the white Supra, eh? Because it was consistent the whole day. It ran more than anyone else the whole day, and it smoked everyone. Very impressive for very, like we were speaking off camera, very min mods. I mean, it's literally bolt-ons. I mean, it's a stock motor, and you're able to compete with a...
Compete with El Jefe.
Look
Look at that El Jefe, bro.
is like almost 1,000 horsepower to what the white Supra was.
But being in our drag racing scene, I think we would say El Jefe would be the fastest. It would be the boss.
With a
Sure,
set of
he had
tires.
his tire problems, with the wheel hops and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But hats off to the Supra, the white
he
Supra.
came prepared for the roll race.
He
No,
did
he
come
did.
prepared. He
Because
came
he
street.
knows that car
He came
very
street.
well.
No.
Exactly.
I think if Ivan sorted out his launch control,
Yes.
because I feel he was battling all day with the motor.
Yes.
I'm sure there's
I
a
totally
technique,
agree.
there's things that you do with this car that I think that is a 10.9 car, yeah.
But still, I mean, that's very impressive. But it is a very expensive car.
If he had his, it could have been competitive.
Why don't you ask him when's the turbos like?
Ivan? Kad ćeš staviti turbo na ovaj? Kad staviš turbo?
Uskoro.
Would you say Puskoro?
I didn't get that one. Soon?
Very.
Very
Good
soon.
man, good man.
Then we'll do a rerun.
Or when you say catch episode 4.
Amma said it.
Say it in Croatian or English, whatever turns you on.
Just...
Oh, wait, let me translate.
Joce,
to think.
vidi, četvrti.
Vidimo se idući mjesec, epizoda 4. Street Fighter.
Tak.